Hey friends, Justin Silly Gaming here, and I am back after a long little break. A long little break. That's not a word. That'll do. Anyway, you can see I've got a fan here because it is about 762 degrees outside today, and I thought, what a better way to spend the day and go outside. No, I'm going to sit in a studio and record videos because I haven't done this in so long, and you can see I'm back on Kerbal Space Program. Basically, I got a phone call from Obama, who's still president at this point. It's not Trump yet. And, and basically, I've been sent there to help build a space program to build a shuttle that can make a space station. And the whole point of this career mode is to build a working space shuttle, because I've always wanted to do it, and I've still never done it, even in my other games. But we're going to try. And we're going to call this Shuttle. It's going to be a career mode. It's going to be on normal, I think. These are my settings, as you can see. We're allowed to revert, blah, blah, blah. And we are going to try and find European Space Agency, maybe? I don't have any mods. I might put some on later. I was going to do the B9 Aerospace and the KW Rocketry, but I don't want to end up breaking the game, because the reason I've started again really is because I filled it with so many mods that it broke the game and parachutes wouldn't work anymore and I just couldn't fix it. So I uninstalled everything and I've reinstalled. And you can see we're on 1.1.3, so we've got these cool things down the side here, which are shortcuts into all the buildings. But we're going to start this as you do in every game of Kerbal Space Program. And we have two contracts: to fly a rocket and to collect some science data. And to do that, we get our command pod. You may remember this from the last time I started a career, but unfortunately this is how they all go. And this is my first time not using the NASA badge. This is pretty cool. I think that's the European Space Agency. Am I right? To be honest, we don't want that. What are we doing? We want to stick on one of these RT5 solid fuel boosters. They have no throttle capability at all. So it's literally just fire and hold on for your life. And we're probably going to send Jeb in space on this first go because he's a bit of a hero. I've learned a lot of things since I did my last playthrough. For example, leveling up scientists becomes very important when you start having science labs in space, which I'm going to use to boost my science. And let's go now to boost my science and get all those parts I need for a shuttle. It's really warm in this room, so if I sweat, I apologize, but it's pretty much 30 degrees outside today, which is ridiculous. And in here, I've got lights everywhere, which means it's more like 762 degrees. But Jeb is ready. He's going to observe some mystery goo and keep that experiment. He's also going to do a crew report and keep that experiment. He's going to EVA and do an EVA report and keep that experiment. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. And then he's going to board, and now we will be able to do another crew report in space. Well, not in space, but in the air. And here we go. We're about to fly. And we have liftoff. Let's observe that mystery goo whilst we're flying. That's another 7. And another crew report while we're flying over Kerbal shores. That's 3.5. And that's our rocket done with. And Jeb looks alright. It's his first time in a... Well, it's the first time ever on Kerbal that anyone has ever gone this vertical. I mean, planes have been invented by the Kite brothers. Everything starts with a K in Kerbal. But these are the first time anyone's thought of doing a space center, space missions, you know, that sort of stuff. And hopefully now my parachutes are going to work, because this is where the old mods broke it. So let's just fire this parachute. And now what would happen is it'd get to 1,000, the chutes would deploy, and my rocket wouldn't close down in the slow down in the slightest. But look, we're down to 7 meters per second, whereas on my old file I'd still be going 160 meters per second, and everybody dies straight away. It's so warm in here. Duh. But what we can do now is take that data and store that data and slow us down and do another EVA report from Kerbal Shores. That's 5.6. I have learned a lot, as you can tell. Oh, I've already done that. Well, that's not good. A crew report though, I can do that. And what we might as well do is just fall down there. That's the one we were looking for. Apparently I'm on the launch pad, but I thought I was pretty far from the launch pad. I don't think I can climb back up this thing, so we're going to have to recover vessel this way. But already we have got a ton of science that is going to let us do things and get closer to that shuttle. I mean, look at that, 36.8 science off a first mission. That's got to be some kind of record. Here's the tech tree. The way we're going to go, we want stability, we want aviation, we want aerodynamics and landing. We also want advanced landing. I don't think we need... Oh, we do want heavy landing eventually. We want supersonic and advanced aerodynamics, heavy aerodynamics, high altitude flight, hypersonic flight, experimental area. We don't need the Rapier engine, I don't think. It's 1,000 science. It's always been 1,000 science. Wow. So you can see how far we've got to go, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to be able to do this. So we're going to get basic rocketry, and we're going to get engineering, and we are going to get survivability? Yeah, because these early missions are all, unfortunately, not going to be plane missions. They are going to be spacey missions. Oh, it's so warm. You can see me wiping my face. It's literally gross in here. This one, send a Mark 16 parachute, 3,000 meters at 70 meters per second. I get 9 grand advance, 22,000 if I complete. That sounds good to me. And test. It's so warm. Everything's making noise. Escape the atmosphere. Do I think I can do that yet? I don't think so. That one's quite high. That looks a bit more possible. 8,000 meters at 30 to 150 meters per second. I think I'll be able to escape the atmosphere, to be honest. So, wow, it is warm. This must look gross. But I don't care, because I haven't played games in so long, and I've been missing it. I've been playing a lot on my laptop, just learning how to do Kerbal Space Program properly. Here we go, we've made a ton of money, a ton of science, and what we need is a Mark 16 parachute. We have to test that, so we might have to do this in 2 goes and escape the atmosphere. So let's do the test first. We got these fuel tanks, 1, and I reckon 2 will be enough, and the T30 I believe. Oh no, we do have a T45. And some aerodynamics, which, how do we do this? We want C to make it lock. Y, oh no, okay, C to make it lock. Symmetry radial. I said I was learning, but I'm pretty much there. Do we have, we do have a communitron. We've also got a science bay. Let's stick one of them on. There. Wait, no, that's not right. No, that's not right either. Let's stick a science bay there, and we can have that come down with it. And hopefully that parachute's going to do enough. I don't know if it will, but I mean, it's worth a try, isn't it? And we're just going to test this Mark 16 parachute whilst getting more science. So, let's observe these materials. Look at that, 7.5 science. The materials show little signs of chance, I can't read. Though one of the samples appears to be judging you silently. What a tool. So, we turn SAS on, we throttle up, and we want to be going less than 240. Wow, this thing takes off fast. Let's tilt it over a little bit. And we are still going really fast, and I am still dying in this heat in this room. I can't turn the fan on because it is far too noisy. And here we go. We are about to hit the right altitude. Let's test that parachute. There we go, we did it. Escaping the atmosphere isn't going to happen right now. But we can see here, we get 22.5 grand for doing that. And we broke a land distance record of 1,000 meters. What does that mean? I'm confused. A land distance record. Okay, well, I'll take it anyway. As we come back down, might as well see if these goos will do anything. We'll get a little bit for that. And if we can do any crew reports. No, we get nothing for that. And let's hope that this thing doesn't explode at 7 meters per second. I'm dying. I'm gonna have to get so many drinks. Look at that, it worked. And we can observe the mystery goo. We get 3 more science for that. We do a crew report, we get a bit of science for that. An EVA report, we get no science for that. But anyway, we get a bit more science and we're one step closer to that shuttle. I mean, there's probably a bajillion steps to go until we actually get there. But we'll be there soon. We still need to escape the atmosphere. Wow. We need to escape the atmosphere. So to do that, what I'm gonna do is something that's probably quite stupid. And I'm not gonna put any science on this for now because I think we may die here. But you know what? No, I'll stick a couple of... Oh no, I won't. Interesting. What we do want is a couple of these radial mount chutes along with our main chute. And under that we'll have a stacked decoupler, and under that we'll have a couple of these fuel tanks with a T45 and some fins. And under that we're going to put another decoupler, and we are going to put one of these big ass boosters. And hopefully this is going to, number one, stay upright, and number two, get us out of the atmosphere. We don't have any sort of things to keep us stood up, which isn't great. What we could maybe do is just put them there as a stand for now. And let's go now. Let's go higher. And we're going to launch. And we need to escape the atmosphere, which is 70,000 meters on Kerbal. Can you see how warm it is? And we are going to put SAS on. Jeb's ready. What's this thing? We return to the surface. That's great. I'll take that. And them stands have done pretty well. And fire. I'm guessing they're going to stay on there. They are. But it's fine. It's fine. We want to beat 70,000 meters. And we're going to go pretty much upright for the first stage here. It's really hard to turn with solid fuel boosters. They just pretty much do what they want. You can't turn them off once they're on. Look at that. That's cool. That basically looks, apart from these struts, which were not struts, structure things that were pretty stupid, it looks kind of like a rocket. Kind of like one of the first ones they'd send up. There's no sound in rockets in this game, unfortunately. So we do just go straight into people in rockets. But look at this. We want to beat 70. Let's have a look at our fuel. We're going to start turning now because we're going to come in pretty steep. But look at that. Let's, geez, we could even We're nowhere near an orbit yet. But look at that. We're going to go pretty far. To reach orbit in this, you want about 2,200 meters per second. We were almost half that. But what we can do is no science. But that's fine. We're going to turn this thing around and turn SAS off. And we are going to leave the atmosphere because that's easy. There we go. We have left the atmosphere. We get our contract, 35 grand. Look at all these things. We're going to be absolutely loaded. 5 science for that. Hang on, let's just... Oh, we didn't put any transmitters on. So the 5 science will have to do. But now the scary part is coming back in and not dying. But I've had some practice with this. Just kind of stay at the retrograde mark. Like that. And gravity will do the rest for us. Or gravity, aerodynamics will do the rest for us. Everything will do the rest for us. Who knows? I'm not a scientist. Who do you think I am? Whom do you think I are? I don't know science. But I do know that we are going to be okay. We're going to keep that up to know when our chutes are safe. Our ablator's doing its job, hardly being used in the slightest. Nothing's overheating. We're going to land somewhere in the ocean. Near no land at all, so that's going to be a great mission for whoever's picking Jeb up. But you can see our speed coming down. We came in at a pretty decent angle. Maybe a little steep. Maybe really steep. We are getting low here. It's risky. Now it's safe, so we can deploy the chutes. And speed time up. And we might as well cut that one because, I mean, we're just going to come in too slow. Because things like this get boring. I wonder if I can do an EVA. I cannot. I am only allowed to do EVAs when you get out of the command pod whilst the thing is touching the ground. Which it will be doing soon. Soon as this thing lands. It's coming down. He's looking alright. Look at the size of those parachutes. We're going to slow time down because time acceleration likes to ruin the game. Here we go. And smash. And we cannot do another crew report unless we EVA. Do an EVA report. This is a most precarious situation flying over Kerbal's waters. We're going to take the data and store the data, and we're going to do a... what we're going to do is let go and sit in the sea. I don't think a spacesuit was entirely necessary to get here, was it? We get 2.4 science for that, for being in the water. And we can board. And we can do another crew report from the water. We don't get anything interesting for that, but there we go. That's some more science. And we officially escaped the atmosphere. In like our 3rd rocket. Something like that. Which is pretty good. And we get 47 science, which we can spend on stability, which will then give us our aviation, which we need 15.4 more science. But anyway, I'm going to come back and choose them in the next episode. I'm going to go get a wet towel and a drink and put some liquid back in my body because, my God, it is warm in here. I know I've said that before, but wow. Look at all that money. Come back in the next episode and see what I do. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you've really enjoyed it. There'll be lots more of this. We're going to build this space shuttle and help Barack Obama, who wants to help the Kerbals. I don't get it. And even though it's Barack Obama who wants to help them, we're in the European Space Agency. I didn't think this through. But anyway, don't you go change.